Okay, my Orange Cummins. You guys have all seen it. Everybody knows it. Everybody knows my Orange Cummins. It is the badass of second gens in Alberta, in my opinion. Let me tell you a story about how I acquired this 2002 Dodge Ram 2500. Started out, I had on Marketplace. They were surfing Kijiji, actually. This isn't a Marketplace story. We hit up Kijiji. I see this Orange Cummins completely destroyed. I'm like, oh, it's beautiful. It needs to come home with me. So I call the guy. And he said, oh, yeah. He's telling me about how he dumped all this money into it. He tells me he's got a fast fuel system. And he races it all the time. And he knows all these people and on and on and on. A couple of names he named people that I knew. And I asked him, like, do you know this truck? Have you ever seen it before? They said, never seen it before in life. I'm like, okay, cool. And he was telling me how he built this truck. And you could tell, being a car guy, all bullshit. So I got talking to him, and he said, oh, yeah, it was stolen, and they run it through the bushes. And I said, okay. So I tell him I got a 1998 Yukon, two-door Yukon, with a Cadillac Escalade front clip, and it's a cool rig at the time. And the guy says to me, he says, yeah, I don't have a car right now. I said, okay. I said, I'll trade you. So he said, yeah. So I haul this Yukon up on the trailer all the way up to Grand Prairie, Alberta. About a 6-hour, 7-hour drive from my house. And I get there, and this guy gets dropped off, and he was a 40-something-year-old guy who's had a shit ton of 15-year-old girlfriends. And he is cracked out of his tree. Like, he's twitching and he's pacing and he's doing the oscillating hand like Drake in the 2000s. And this guy, he's cracked out of his tree and he's twitching. And this guy, so we go up, start up this Cummins and this Dodge, and like, okay. And I look at it, and I'm just going by all the stuff that I can look, and like, okay, there's been a lot of money dumped into this truck, like a lot. But it had a fast fuel, not a fast fuel system. And but it had a tree right in the grill. It was punched in pretty bad. Windows are smashed out of it. Stuff like that. Diff was bent. And then he looks over my thing and he's, I don't know, man. I don't know. I got 30 grand into this truck. I got 25 grand into this truck. On his number kept changing. I said, oh, so this guy comes screaming up. This is in the back of an oil field company in Grand Prairie. This guy comes ripping up in this most beautiful 7.3 diesel you've ever seen. 7.3, 2001, old man edition. It has like 50,000 kilometers on it. The guy just purchased it out of BC. And he says to this guy, he says, Kelly, I thought I told you to get that fucking thing out of here today. And excuse my language, but and he said, oh, yeah. He said, I want this truck gone. He said, either it goes on this guy's trailer or his tow truck's calling on Monday and it's out of here, off to the wreckers. And the guy says, all right. So we do the deal. He takes that Blazer, that Yukon, for a burn. And you can hear it. It was straight pipe. That's straight pipe dual exhaust on it. And you could hear him just romping on her blocks away. And I was talking to the guy who was coming up and yelling at him. He says, that guy, he got a drug problem. He says, I want that truck out of here so I can fire him on Monday. So he comes back and he says, you're a thief. You know that? I said, what are they talking about? He says, this truck here, piece of shit. I was like, what's wrong with it? It drove it every day. Like, nothing wrong with that truck. He says, well, yeah, but you're getting a stupid good deal. And he filled out the bill of sale. We loaded that Dodge on my truck and came home, and took me about 4 or 5 years, but what she is today,